What's goody? We back yet again. Respected Tilt. You got me, Great Robino. You got JT and you got Flyman in here, and we about to do this thing. They not gonna say anything because they want to get right into it.
That's right.
Nah, you know they want to say something, so go ahead and say something.
You already know JT right here. I had to say something.
What's
That's
happening?
our job right now. You know, we. What would it be if we didn't talk? You know what I'm saying?
Correct. And what's happening, beautiful people? It's your boy, Flyman. Staying fly.
So much
Staying
emphasis on
dry.
that.
I know. A lot of emphasis on that.
And always ready to eat some pie. Which honestly sounds pretty good. I haven't had pie in a minute.
They try to drop them bars.
You got munchies, huh?
Correct. Not correct, but it's late.
Yeah, but we about to talk about some moments in anime that we thought were bangers.
Oh.
Yeah, so we gonna get right into this. Let's let Flyman go first this time. I think JT went first last time.
I do go first a lot.
Okay. I got a lot. So I'll start with my personal Dragon Ball Z moments. I know Robino is annoyed by Dragon Ball Z, but it was a huge
I
part.
don't know if I'd
my
say
childhood.
annoyed.
You just don't appreciate
Jeez.
where he come from.
My moments in Dragon Ball Z were when Gohan defeats Cell, because that was epic, and I felt
That
like.
father-son Kamehameha.
When he became
Right,
an
right.
alpha.
And when they built up Gohan to be so awesome, and before he became whack.
Yeah, before
This
he
was
became a beta.
Before he decided to go to college.
Yeah, this was his apex.
It was all his mom's fault.
And then of course you have to do when Goku goes Super Saiyan for the first time. I mean, that stuff was legendary. I mean, come on. He was literally out there screaming and going glowing. His hair was glowing.
They
And
sound like
was
he
Bro,
constipated.
what's happening? He was like, what's happening? And then like he just turned Super Saiyan. And we're like, oh snap. He's the Super Saiyan.
What about that Kaioken though?
How can he just look the same, which is red?
Yeah.
A little red tint.
They don't even use
So
that
those
Kaioken
are my Dragon
anymore.
Ball Z moments. I don't think there's anything other ones I could say. Maybe Frieza's arrival
I
was
was
pretty
just say,
good.
what about when he
pretty
first
hyped
used that spirit bomb?
Yeah,
Very
that was
first-
pretty hype.
Or the fusion, first time they fused.
First fusion was pretty.
Him and Vegeta, they're like, I don't really want to do this, but because originally,
The androids coming was pretty big too because that was being built up for so long.
yeah. and
Just
Trunks
know,
came
Dragon
out.
Ball Z is, in terms of moments of arrivals and like hints, that stuff. Dragon Ball Z was the king at build up. So.
They for real would just drop a new OP character in front of you
Mhm.
and be like, by the way, this guy's really strong.
Yeah, it's like now deal with that.
Uh-huh.
And then let's see what I got next. So next I'll talk about Naruto. Coming up, Naruto
That
You
Naruto.
know. was always big. So some of my favorite Naruto moments was Sasuke versus Naruto, of course.
Which time? First time? Last
I
time?
I personally like the first time better for some strange reason.
When he had them
But-
hands. Them hands
Yeah,
for
the
wings.
The second time was pretty dope too, though. They were both were dope. I thought the second time was a little bit more cheesy. But anyway, the
Yeah,
first-
that music in the background.
right. I mean, it was like the first time, yeah, they messed up the area, right? But the second time, they literally like destroyed the
Yeah,
whole area and went ham on each other.
that's for real what happened.
But of course, Itachi reveal was also very shocking and crazy because the whole time you're thinking Itachi is like this evil dude. and he really wasn't all that evil. I was a big fan of Rock Lee.
Oh, when he first dropped the weights on them?
Yeah, when he
Oh,
first
yeah.
dropped the weight. And
That's like a Goku thing to do.
That was
Yeah.
hard.
and he went ham on Gaara. And I thought the Gaara versus Naruto fight was extremely dope too. So those were probably my
Hey,
Naruto.
what about
highlights.
that-
I'm talking
what
OG.
What about that
Naruto.
pain moment though? You know when
Pain?
Hinata came
He
through?
got beat on.
Yeah, she came through was like, I love you. And he's like, shut
She got
up.
boomed
Smack.
on. I was so bad. She got knocked in the air. She got a mean uppercut to the sky. And then the animation changed.
The one that always threw me off was when I'm surprised nobody made memes about it. When the Naruto versus Sasuke, the first fight, and like I think Naruto pieced up Sasuke. It was like did like
Oh
punched him
yeah, I know.
like and then he like pieced him up and comboed him and kicked
It's
him.
the air.
Yeah. I was like, dang.
Or there's that one meme of Itachi holding Sasuke by the throat.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Or the one with Sasuke talking about like in the squad when you rapping or something like that. anyways,
Man,
all
we probably
good
should have
Naruto
mentioned at the
moments.
start of this. I mean, I feel like it'd be obvious, but we should have mentioned spoilers at the start of this.
It's okay. We started out with the two most common animes people could watch.
Right.
Hey, who knows?
Oh.
JT can just add. He could just shift that part to the beginning and be like, "Hey, spoiler alert."
Right.
I'm gonna leave it.
Dude, okay. Pause here. Have we all seen Parasite?
No, I haven't seen the anime.
Okay, then I won't say it because big one. And did you not want to hear about Cowboy Bebop, Robino?
I mean, I know stuff about it because of Watch Mojo.
Okay, now I'll go ahead for it. So, in my notes here, I have Attack on Titan, and my note just says, "They ain't playing, bro." You already know.
They
You
ain't
already
playing.
from the onset of the massacre, from the first episode, I was like, "They ain't playing with this show." Hold
Oh
on.
no. At first, I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that part."
Yeah, they said let them know.
And then probably my second highlight moment. I mean, Attack on Titan has lots of moments, especially when the twist in the plot thickens. Like all those moments are always great. But I think when it was revealed that humans could turn into Titans and Eren was the Titan, I was like, bro, what? And like he was going ham on the other Titans. Like, that stuff was insane to me. Like I was not expecting that.
I thought it was
Yeah.
crazy when they revealed how the tie-ins came about.
Right. Yeah. I thought it was crazy that there was Titans in the wall. I'm like, what?
Oh, yep, that too.
Okay. Yeah. So Attack on Titan. Next, I'll talk about My Hero Academia. It's the current ongoing one. But some of my favorite moments from My Hero so far was when All Might, like his last stand, pretty much.
The United States of Smash.
The United States of Smash, bro.
That thing
You
was
already
lit.
know. Ridiculous name, but
You hit somebody with the whole country.
That whole
With
But-
states that are bigger than other countries.
right.
it.
But United States of Smash, it was great, and him saying you're next. And then Deku versus Overhaul was pretty dope.
Overall, still my favorite villain.
He went ham on old dude.
I know.
So those are my hero moments. As I was sitting here talking about that, I think about something else, but I forget it. Do that. Anyways, we have Cowboy Bebop. All right. I mean, some haven't seen it, but you know, favorite moment was of course the ending and the apex of everything. Just the whole reveal and Spike's last stand and last hurrah was just pretty great bittersweet moment, you know. Next I got a movie,
That your
underrated
name?
movie, underrated movie, but it's called Sort of the Stranger. Okay,
Oh
I
yeah,
think Robino has seen it. Okay,
yeah. I saw
so
that because
throughout
of
this,
you. You told
yeah,
me
so
about it.
throughout this whole movie, old dude has a sword and he never draws it. Like it's like taped up, right? So you're like, what's up with this dude? What's he doing? Like, what's he about? Why he not drawing his sword? He finally, at the end of the battle, like the end, really it was like a war, pretty much. Like there's lots of people and lots of people died. Like I remember, Justin, are you okay with me talking about this?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna watch it anytime soon.
Okay, I remember it's Sort of the Stranger. Old dude, there's like this dude that talks up, like he has axes and he has like chains on him, and he's like, at the before the final battle, he was like, I'm going to win and drop the most bodies for the honor of the princess, and impress the princess and stuff like that. And this dude gets murderized. I think somebody like throws an axe at his face or head, and then all you just see is blood splatter across the snow, and you're like, dang! Like this dude was talking of big stuff and
I
got
think I
murdered.
I think I remember that. Cause I said, "Dang, he ain't even get the chance to get the blood or something."
But anyways, old dude finally unsheaths his sword, and then him and the other Ronin, they're both Ronin, sword masterless samurai. They both have a showdown, and it's pretty epic. It's pretty dang epic. Sort of Stranger, underrated movie. Check it out. Okay, this moment was crazy. So I didn't know anything about Berserk until I didn't even know like nothing. I saw nothing about it, and I watched the movies that were like the CG movies that came out like a few years ago. It was probably about 10 years ago.
2017.
Yeah. I watched those movies, right? So I was like, what is Berserk? And it was real cool and interesting. I was not prepared.
For the original.
No, it was just real cool and interesting story. And the old dude with the big sword, and I was like, Guts has like this huge ass sword, and you're killing monsters and demons and stuff, and prepared for the massacre and just craziness at the end. Like, bro, I was not.
Are you talking
I
about
was
the
not.
movies specifically?
Yeah, well, the movies play off of what
The show.
happened in the anime. Yeah, and the show and the
Yeah.
anime kicks off everything. So the movie, in the CG movie, it shows the events of Guts and how he joins Griffin's band of mercenaries or whatever, and how he falls in love with old girl and stuff like that. And then I wasn't prepared for Griffin to go all evil and crazy, and the whole massacre for him to become a demon or whatever. Like, I was not ready for all that. So that moment took me aback and shocked the hell out of me. So you
Apparently, you
crazy.
got to see the show too.
But yeah, I know the show version is a little different, but this version, it was a lot. It was insane. People, dual dude sacrificed his whole mercenary group. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Anyways, I have a very underrated anime. I don't think many people talk about it, but Samurai Champloo.
Eh.
Really love that one, and my favorite moment of that is of course the end of the journey for everybody, and it was just a very big, bittersweet moment where they've all fulfilled their purpose and found fulfillment, and they part ways for the next adventure, and they all made lasting memories with each other, and they move on, and if they can find a samurai that smells like flowers, they can find each other again if they ever need to after they part ways, right? So that's an awesome moment. Death Note. I mean, Death Note has plenty of moments, but I think the one that threw me in for a loop is, of course, L's death. That was insane. And then finally, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So some of my favorite moments were crazy. Was of course the fight with Father, the confrontation with that. The reveal of, I guess, God, you know, with the alchemy and stuff like that, the source of alchemy and stuff. And then Mustang going ham. Mustang went ham 2 times, and both times he went ham on envy. He went ham on lust. Both times was
snapping them fingers.
Boy was
He was
snapping
on
on him. So yeah, and then when he made the alchemy sign, like from the knife in his hand, like he was like, "You ain't stopping me, bro. I'm about to. I'm still unleashing on you."
Yeah.
I know we said something about talking about moments that were bangers, but I had some recognizable moments too, and I had one in Full Metal with it being the dog and the little girl. You know that's a recognizable moment. It's not a good moment.
I was gonna talk about that too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, no one saw that coming. It was so random. It was just absolutely out of pocket. And
Yeah, just out of nowhere.
Like it's nothing.
Edward. Like, wait, what?
I was pretty shocked too, because at first I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
And then when they said it, I was like, "Oh no!"
That thing was cool. That thing was pretty crazy.
Well, that's my stuff. So
All right. It looks like I will go next because Rubino always likes to be last.
I don't know what you're talking
You
about.
never know what he's gonna say. But my choices are a lot more recent, and they're a little more mainstream.
You got that Demon Slayer.
what you trying to say?
I was gonna talk about Demon Slayer a little bit. 'Cause-
Well, yeah, I could see that because I wasn't
Yeah.
prepared for the opening.
yeah,
Well, dang.
Demon Slayer is another one of those animes where they kind of told you what they're about in the first episode. You know, people got eaten by demons. Point blank, simple. So the main
His whole-
character, like, I gotta.
Dang whole family.
He's like, I gotta slay him.
Yep,
Just like the name.
exactly. That's exactly what he does.
I
And
didn't. I
there's a
wasn't
whole
even
lot of
expecting-
mystery about it too.
Yeah, I wasn't even expecting his sister to be alive. Like when they showed his whole family dead, I was like, "That's the type of show we about." I was like, "Nobody will adapt to that."
Yeah.
Then his sister was alive. I was like, "Oh, thank God."
And he had to go and be a little samurai dude. But I think one of my favorite moments is not even about the main character, because I'm just like, yeah, main character's cool and all, yeah, he can do all that. It was when his homeboy Zenitsu decided that
I knew you was about to talk about him.
because his part was the best. The whole entire series, he just complained all the time, and he talked about how weak he was. But
He kept saying, "Tanjiro."
And then
there's just a sliver of hope, and then whenever he goes to sleep, he just turns into a different monster, and he one-shots people. He has one move, and
He definitely was gassing it.
he was told to master that one move until he's better to master one move than to be well-rounded, and that's what he did. And he was the only one in the final fight scene out of the 3 little adventurers that was able to win their fight.
dang, that
That
other
was you
dude got
had to
his
get bailed
head
out.
crushed.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
right, he did.
Those 2 lost.
Tanjiro didn't even win his.
No.
Old dude came. Like he won it at first, but then.
Yeah, but at first that one demon's just OP.
Right.
But yeah, that fight when Zenitsu had to think about his sensei, his grandpa, what he was telling him. He was like, "What should I do?" And he's like, "It's okay if you suck. Just it's okay if you're not good at this. Just do that one thing that we talked about, and then you can beat anybody." And that's what he did. And then same thing with that last fight when old dude pulled up and he did that silent. I don't know what he called it, but when the move where like all the ocean showed up and it was just quiet.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he said,
Yeah,
"Run
I
up,
was-
get down up."
That's when I knew this show had a power level. It might have a power level issue.
Yeah.
But that was okay. I mean, that's to be expected.
I mean, he's supposed to be the top.
Right,
you're
yeah,
the
he's
top,
supposed to be the
whatever.
top, so I mean it's expected. But it's like, I don't know. This
Use
one
that
thing.
water style.
It's one thing I just hate in animes where it seems like your characters come so far and yet you feel like they've come so far and yet they're still so far behind.
Oh yeah. To be
Like,
fair, they are
dang.
the lowest level. They're the lowest rank.
Right,
Oh.
they were.
It's just that the other people that were there were also really low rank, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we might as well probably put out like some strong people to go handle this."
hmm
Yeah, Demon Slayer, gotta watch it because it's all about the come up.
When that
And
season
those-
2 coming out?
I mean, the movie.
It's a movie.
When the movie coming out?
Good question.
I don't know.
I
Fate's,
don't know either.
Fate Heaven's Fill's coming out first.
What does that have
Man,
to
no,
do
no one
with
asked about
anything?
that.
What-
'Cause it's the same-
Nobody asked about that.
It's the
We
same.
didn't say Fate. We said
It's the
Demon
same.
Slayer.
It's the same studio. So
Yeah, no one
they
cares.
they have to make both of them,
Yeah,
and
man, nobody asked.
they gotta do Heaven's Fill first. 'Cause that's supposed to be March. Well, actually, no, it got delayed because of the virus stuff.
Yeah,
The Heaven's Fill. So I don't know if Demon Slayer is getting delayed.
probably.
Don't say the V word.
It's too late.
Another one that is going on right now is that good old One Piece never ending. My favorite arc is when they had to go save Nico Robin from what do they call him? Something number. It was a number. I forgot.
I thought it was Cypher Pool. Or something like that.
Something like that.
Because it was like
Cypher Pole, and then there's
Zero.
something about number.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that moment because it was like they're really pulling up against the government this time. Like head to head, they're pulling up against the government, and Nico Robin's backstory is so tragic. So it's just a combination of different emotions and different actions, and all of them
Yeah.
were involved. Because a lot of times in One Piece, they'll split up, and then they'll like do their own little arc, like the arc before the one that's on now, when they went to go fight Big Mom. They're all separated, and, you know. That's a lot of time to be away from some of these characters.
I feel like that really drags on the series, in my opinion, when they always split up like that. and do
Yeah.
that stuff.
It does get a little tiring. But I do like when they're all together, like when they're saving Nico Robin. Yeah, they have their own individual fights where they go like 1v1 against somebody, but like, you know, they're all there and they all like are helping each other out and they're all pulling up. Another moment that I really liked was the time skip when they came back. They just got so much stronger. Everyone's very capable now. Even Usopp is not useless. Usopp finally figured out what he was good at, and then he got good, like really good on it.
Yeah, that guy
Like,
loose
like-
up.
The only person that I don't understand how they got any better is Brook. I just don't know what he did other than go tour. He was just playing music the whole time. But yeah, I thought
He's like
One
the
Piece
bard.
is so long, man. It's like the what?
He's like the bard.
Yeah, but he could work on his hands a little too.
He's just there for moral support.
I mean, he's strong. He's got really strong ice powers and ghost
Yeah,
powers. But
that Soul King.
yeah, I just don't understand what he was doing during the time skip that made him so much stronger. One Piece, man. 800 episodes, worth it. It's almost as old as me.
When did One Piece even come out? Did it come out like
It, the original run was in 1997.
Okay, but when did the anime come out?
The anime came out probably not too long after.
It was 1990 something.
Yeah.
The anime?
Yeah,
Mhm.
When did it come to the States then?
it's
That
always
felt like I felt like it only started airing in like 2006 or so.
no. I think it's always been going, like nonstop, because it started in '97.
But
And
the
then-
dub didn't happen until
Began broadcasting in Japan in 1999,
I'm
and
looking
then
at the manga.
released in North America in 2004.
okay.
Yeah.
I was
So
looking at the manga when I said '97.
yeah, I know you don't read. Yeah, man. One Piece, almost as old as some. It's a millennial. But it's I mean, it's one of the best. It's one of the longest for a reason. You know,
But it's not the
Definitely, yeah.
longest.
it's not the longest, but I mean, there's a reason why it's the longest ongoing one right now.
You wanna
Another
know
moment.
was long that Detective Conan.
Man, no one asked you. You
That man never gonna grow up.
just don't want me to say my piece. You don't want me to expose you because this man Robino spoiled one of the turning points in the entire anime for me.
I didn't do anything.
He spoiled one of the biggest death scenes in the entire anime.
I didn't
And this
do
anime
anything.
doesn't really kill people off at all. If anybody dies, it's in their backstories. But this was like the first character you see that dies on screen in front of your face. And Rabino spoiled it for me.
Bro, he spoiled himself.
No, you said, oh, you saw one, what's his name died? I was like, what? And you're like, oh.
Now, see, so what happened was I saw him on the screen. And I was like, oh, I thought he was dead.
And I was like,
I didn't know
What?
I didn't know anything about anime at that point. I think I saw a video of it on Twitter. I don't even know how I came across it.
man, when that man died, dramatic.
You cried?
I mean, I didn't cry, but the main character was not happening. And that's when he was like, all right, I gotta get stronger. And then that's when the whole crew was like, all right, we all gotta get stronger. And then they disappeared. Well, not willingly. They disappeared and they came back after 2 years. And then they set sail. And then now look at Luffy. Partial spoiler alert. Now he's one of the warlords. Or what do they call them? The four different people. What do they call them?
You mean the emperors?
He's not an emperor. What is? I don't know what they call him.
I was gonna say I don't remember the warlord thing. I know he was because there's 7 warlords,
Yeah.
but then they have. You mean the Yonko?
Yeah. Is he
Yeah,
young?
that's the emperors.
Oh, this emperor. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's not officially one.
Yeah.
That's just that
He's
bird. That's just Birdman saying that.
Oh, true. And for those of you that don't know, he's actually a bird. So, yeah, One Piece. A recent anime that I watched was Tokyo Ghoul. And I watched all 4 seasons within a week. Because I got a lot of free time right now. But another one of the animes, so they told you exactly what it was about from the first 15 minutes. It was very dark. One of the most impactful moments of the entire series was when they tortured the main character. They had that man count backwards from 1,000 by 7, and they tortured him in a chair until he literally went insane and gave in to the ghoul inside of him. It was crazy. I'm not the biggest fan of the re-series.
Yeah, it was by a dude who was a big fan of Jason Voorhees too.
Yeah. And that guy was like, I got tortured, so I'm gonna torture you. And ever since that day, Kaneki Ken was never the same.
He was crazy after that.
Yeah. I mean, after that point, there wasn't a whole lot of things that really was super impactful about the anime. Because towards the end, they just brought everyone back alive, anyways. I was like, oh, so none of these people are even dead? Alright, whatever. Except for the ghouls. All the ghouls were gone. But if they were human and they died, they came back. And I was a little upset about that. Tokyo Ghoul, very dark, very grimy anime. Watch the first 2 seasons, unless you really want to watch the 3rd and 4th season, or technically it's the 3rd season because anime had it separated.
Yeah, because I think it was one of those ones where it split.
Yeah,
they aired the first half and then they took a break and then aired the second half.
Yeah. I only like the fact that I could keep up with some of the old characters that I liked from first and second season, but I didn't really like any of them. They just kept introducing characters, and I was like, this is too many people for me to keep up with Tokyo Ghoul. Just show me the people that I care about.
I mean, you didn't really need to care about the I forgot what they're called, the CG people or something.
CCG? Yeah.
I feel like you didn't need to.
The CCG kids are just, I mean, they were just there, honestly. One of my personal favorite animes is Haikyuu. Obviously, I like it because they play volleyball. That's pretty much the main targeting point of it. It's just a volleyball anime. But the main character is, I think he's 5'4", but he's a middle blocker, meaning that he's the person at the net. So
that's like Kevin Hart at the net.
Yeah, exactly. But he has unreal athleticism. Like, he's not just he doesn't just have bounce, but he's like a lot of stamina, a lot of speed, a lot of power. And it's mostly just because he didn't go to a school that prioritized volleyball, so he didn't get any technical training. So what he did instead was just work on his own athleticism. And when he actually went to high school, he got put on a team that was actually good, and he got paired up with a genius setter. So they just ran combos all day. Just the setter just literally put it in a place for this dude to just run and hit the ball as hard as he could, and it worked for the first season until they go up against one of the best high schools in their area. And this is one of my favorite moments, is when they go up against the team that there's this guy, and he's called a genius, and he's one of the best volleyball players in all of Japan. And he's kind of the mentor of the genius that's on the ball is the high school Karasuno's team. And they had to play them in order to get into regionals. I think that's what they called it. And it came down to the last set, the last play of the entire match, and Karasuno, obviously they win because they had to keep winning. And then another big moment was when they played against this dude who's another one of the best players of the all of Japan. He plays for the under 18 Olympic team or something for Japan.
What?
I mean, it's all in anime Haikyuu world, but the dude was he's ranked in all of Japan as one of the best players, as well as he plays for the Olympic team. And they go against them, and then of course they won again because now they're in nationals this season. So they just keep putting up against big teams that just keep dominating the area. And there's a lot of character development for everyone in the series, not just on the main school that we follow, but for other schools that play against. So, I mean, there's just a lot of great moments, a lot of good action, sports action, sometimes unrealistic, but there's actually a decent amount of volleyball logic rooted within it. But it's a really good one. I think the pacing's pretty good too. It's one that you can pretty much pick up and just roll with. You don't need to understand a whole lot about volleyball. Just know that these dudes are here to play, and they're trying to win nationals. But yeah, those are pretty much my different animes that I want to talk about. Demon Slayer, One Piece, Tokyo Ghoul, Haikyuu.
Dang. I know I got a couple, few couple.
Respectable. I feel you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just go in order of how I listed it.
Go in
And-
whatever order you want, man. Like,
Yeah, I
just
do. I do what it do.
Yeah, exactly.
My first one on here is Assassination Classroom, though. I'm surprised JT didn't
That's
say
that
it.
show.
Yeah.
Well, you told me you were gonna talk about it.
But yeah, Assassination Classroom. I had basically the ending, the way that went out. That was a pretty big moment. You know, they had to step up as a class to put down the thing, and they did it. That's very ambiguous, but that was a big moment. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree.
Yeah.
That's what I would have said too.
Everybody was crying too.
Yeah,
But it'd be like that sometimes.
I always be crying.
But then my next one, I got Dead Man Wonderland, which, I mean, that anime, it was cool, but I don't like how that anime ended. When I watched it, I actually had to go and read it after that, and it's all a whole lot better after you read it, because the way they made it end, it's like it needed a second season and never did it. But my moment in that was basically the first episode, when you don't know what the show's about to be about, and you just see this little kid sitting in a classroom. Then all of a sudden this dude floats up outside their window and murders literally everybody in the classroom except for him. And that man get blamed for it and get put in jail as a little kid. And you're like, wait, what? Now he's in prison fights using blood. You're just like, wait, what? You're like, wait, what? What just happened?
That is very strange.
Hard 180 on lots of stuff.
Another one of the animes that told you what it was about first 15 minutes.
Yeah. No, I was not expecting that when I saw that. But then my next one after that, I got FateZero. And it had to be the moment with Gilgamesh and Ryder, because Gilgamesh actually acknowledged Ryder as a good opponent, I guess. And he actually took out his strongest weapon against him, his Aya, which he never does that because he looks down on everybody. Basically, everybody's a mongrel. He calls everybody mongrels, so he doesn't go all out. He's like, I don't need to do this. But the fact that he took out his Aya against Ryder, that means something. He was actually being respectful to him. Sure, he smacked him up with it. It was really easy for him once he took it out, but he took it out and did the thing. He's like, I respect you, Ryder. Now let me smack you. And then I got this one might be controversial, that Goblin Slayer. So again, I'm not saying that these are all the best moments, but they're definitely moments that stand out. And in Goblin Slayer, there's a moment where you realize what the show's about, kind of like some of the things that Flyman said, or what I said about Dead Man Wonderland. So it just seems like one of those fantasy anime where they're going out, they're trying to be adventurers, they form a party. They're like, oh, let's go out and kill some goblins. Well, they go out there and they find out what these goblins about. Them goblins came through, they poisoned them, stabbed up some of their people, and then they dragged the girls back and the girls got raped. And you're like, wait, what? And they kind of showed it. Like, not, you don't straight up see it, but you see it, if that makes any sense.
Oh, I don't get that. You're gonna have to elaborate.
This sounds wild.
It is. And, that's impactful in a way for that show. It set some type of tone, and you're just like, dang, I didn't know we was about that. And it's actually getting the second season. I'm gonna watch it.
Might watch that first season. just because I always heard stuff about it, but I never got to watching it.
I mean, I actually think it's pretty good.
I've heard it talked about. I've never seen.
And then I got another one. That Hunter x Hunter.
I feel like I know this moment.
The moment? Yeah, it's that it's the, I don't remember his name. The chairman dude against the king.
Nero, something like that.
Yeah. When that man stabbed himself and then made that face. You know,
My favorite moment was when the Chimera Ants fought against the Phantom Troop. I thought that was hella hard.
See, well,
Yeah.
they just pieced them up.
I know, they made that thing look easy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the people in the country like having the hardest time in their life.
But I don't know. I feel like for me, it was the moment with the chairman against the king because, you know, the chairman did his last ditch effort. He made like a nuclear bomb and like took himself out with it in order to take down the king, and the king just shrugged it off like nothing. The only reason he went down was because of the radiation or whatever.
Yeah, but you also got to talk about when Gon went Super Saiyan. He time
Yeah, that's
traveled.
what I thought you was gonna say.
He time traveled, and he said, "I gotta win and
Bro.
kill you."
His hair was too tall.
That was pretty ridiculous.
That's what adult Gon would have looked like. Adult Gon would have
I
been.
thought that was pretty
10 feet
ridiculous too.
tall
I was
because of his
like,
hair.
why does his hair look so stupid?
It just stick here straight up in the air, like 30 feet.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying that was a bad moment, but then again, I liked P2. I think that's how you said her name. Well, him,
Yeah.
her. I thought it was a girl, but then I think it's a guy. At least I've heard people refer to it as a guy. I don't really know. I'm
Man, that
confusion.
confuses me every time.
Yeah, I'm confusion, but
That happened all the time in freaking Tokyo Ghoul. I was like, "Oh, she's strong," and then they're like, "Oh, it's a he." I was like, "What?" Happened to like 4 different people. I swear.
yeah. But then I got a couple more. Next one for me is ReZero. ReZero, it was I think I mentioned it before in a previous video where I said there was a moment in it where, to me, I was like, this anime just got epic. And it was one of those moments where it's near the end of that episode and the credits just start rolling while the episode's going. Basically, you know, things got real. Mans is holding the body of a dead girl, and there's this giant fur monster in the background, and the fur monster's like, "Sleep like my child," and I think she was referring to the dead girl, and he's just sitting there all confused, and you see a zoom out, then all of a sudden his head fell off because the monster chopped it off, and then the credits just roll, and I'm like, wait, what? It's like halfway through the show. Yeah, it just got real. If you don't know, that's the show where he's like I think I described it as a Dark Souls character. I don't know why, but basically, like, you know, he dies and then he resets. Like, he comes back to life at a reset point.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
And that was what now?
ReZero.
Oh, ReZero. Okay.
Yeah, the English name is like starting life in another world or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually has a really long name, but if you're just abbreviating it, it's ReZero.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then I had Soul Eater on here. And I don't remember why I put Soul Eater down, but my guess is probably because when the Kishin came back, that's probably my guess.
Yeah. My
Everybody
favorite
was,
part was when that one dude, the samurai dude,
with all the
I was
swords.
like early. I forgot who it was, but
Yeah,
he
he
was
had
like-
he would always throw all the swords up in the air or something.
yeah, that dude was hard. My favorite character didn't even get utilized.
Who was your favorite character?
Excalibur.
I mean, he did for a little bit.
Yeah, but not when it mattered.
My favorite character was Medusa. I felt like she was actually a threat more than her sister.
Yeah,
Her sister kind of just sat there in the background. Medusa went out there and did things.
She really did though. But Excalibur was out there.
Calling people fools.
Fool. You throw that thing. He'll throw it out so quick.
Yeah. And then I have two more. So this next one is Sword Art, which a lot of people hate on Sword Art.
I do.
I
I'm just
like
kidding.
I like Sword Art. I mean, Sword Art was the show that got me into anime.
I mean, I watched all of them. I just didn't like. it.
Yeah, I don't think I liked it. Like JT said, I don't think I liked it.
I watched it, but yeah.
See,
Ain't
so
my cup of tea.
my moment for Sword Art though was in the very first season, the first couple episodes, when they get to that town, and the guy who made the games there, he's like, "Oh, yeah, y'all thought this was a real game? No, this is a killing game. You can't get out of here, and if you die in the real world." And you're like, "Wait, what?" That was my big
That was in
moment
the
there.
first episode.
That was the first episode. I said
That was
first.
early.
I said first couple. You know, that's
Yeah.
1, 2, something like that.
It was real early when they did that.
Everybody starts freaking out. All that.
Yeah. They're like, "Hey, man, we can't leave, and if we leave, we die."
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the new Sword Art's pretty good, but I don't
Gun
think
Gale? Or the
No.
one after it.
Alicization.
Oh, okay. Because I stopped after Gun Gale, and I was like, Gun Gale could have did it for me, but it didn't. Not
So
the
that
fan.
was the one that people. Did you watch all that season, or did you just literally stop at Gun Gale?
I stopped at Gun Gale. I finished all of Gun Gale, and then I didn't watch it.
Okay, because I think the second half of that season was when they was in the fairy world, but the ones
Yeah.
after that are good, like Sword Art Alternative, which is it doesn't have any of the regular people. Alternative is the one with the little girl who's in all pink,
Mhm.
which that takes place in the Gun Gale world. They basically go through a battle royale, and
Yeah.
then Alicization is lit. There's actually a better moment in there. I just didn't know if I should say it because I'm pretty sure you guys haven't seen that. But do you care?
Maybe I'll watch it. So don't bring it up.
All right. It's only I think it's only the first half right now. The second half is supposed to be coming out soon.
Okay.
Yeah. But then my last one is Shield Hero. I don't know if you guys have seen Shield Hero, The Rising of Shield Hero.
I haven't yet. No.
You want me to skip over that one? Cause I can.
Oh, is it a good one?
I think
Shield
it
Hero
is.
good?
Yeah, this show's pretty good.
Maybe I'll start that up later. So skip that one.
Yeah. So then that was all my picks then.
Yeah, I force you to stop.
All right, crew. That was us with respect to Tilt. We talked about our favorite anime moments across many different anime genres and types. I applaud diversity. We have very diverse tastes in our anime. So that's awesome. But you know, it's been the boy, the Fly Man. We have the Great Robino, always being
Always being me.
Reno, and your boy JT.
Yes, sir. JT. Call me Tiger King.
That's a good one. But y'all, remember, respect Tilt.
Say that part again.
Respect the Tilt.
Say the whole ending part because you cut out.
Oh,
You sounded so aggressive about that. You sounded
but
angry.
yeah, yo. Remember, respect the Tilt.
Respect it.